Ruby the rescue dog didn't always work for the Rhode Island State Police. The rambunctious pup was in and out of the shelter, returned 5 times by 5 different families.
She was deemed unadoptable because of her high energy, and she was just unmanageable. So when the shelter worker there, Pat Inman and Joe Wazika, they looked at her and just saw that she had a ton of energy that just needed to be focused and maybe put to work.
They reached out to the state police, who wanted to give her a second chance and decided to try Ruby out as a search and rescue dog. Corporal Daniel O'Neill was picked to be her handler.
We were kind of parallel, because when I was younger, I was kind of a mess. I couldn't really focus, and I wasn't good at school, but no one, really ever gave up on me. They always said, hey, he was a hard worker and he can really make a difference. And I think that's what they saw in Ruby, and I think that's why we were destined to be together.
A normal dog could be trained in months. For Ruby, it took 1.5 years, but O'Neill didn't want to give up on her. Finally, she became a canine trooper, and soon she became a hero.
We get a call from Gloucester Police Department stating that there was a missing boy, and we just went out and started searching. And about 8 hours into the search, Ruby just darted off into the woods, and I couldn't see her. And all of a sudden she ran down this hill, and I looked over the hill and I saw a pair of boots on the ground, and there was a young boy laying face down, and he hit his head, and he had a huge laceration on his head, and he was all stiff, and he looked like he was deceased. As a father, I was emotional, but as a trooper and a handler, and the love I had for Ruby, I was so happy because she had done exactly what I had trained her to do for the last 6 years.
The boy was in critical condition, and Ruby saved his life. And when his mom found out a search and rescue dog helped save her son, they realized a serendipitous connection. The boy's mom used to work at an animal shelter.
I said, oh, that's funny. And she goes, yeah, there was this dog back in 2011 that I absolutely loved, that I heard became a state trooper back a few years ago. I said, what? And she said, yeah, her name was Ruby. I loved her. She was the sweetest thing. And I said, are you kidding? I said, what's your name? And she said, oh, I'm Pat Inman. I said, well, I said, Pat, that dog that you helped for all those times to get adopted and then become a trooper, I said, just saved your son's life. And she starts crying. Then I started crying.
Ruby received honors for her hard work, but unfortunately, she was diagnosed with cancer and passed away in May. Before she passed, a Netflix movie about her big rescue premiered, so Ruby's story will continue to live on and inspire countless people.
She was the poster child for shelter dogs. I'm hoping she's a symbol for shelter dogs, that, hey, just because they're in the shelter doesn't mean they're bad dogs. They just need a chance, they need your patience, they just need your compassion and your love, and they can truly change the world.